Hey Solomon,
Huh? What's that?
you're in the medical field, am I correct?
Yeah, you know that. Why?
I have a question about hepatitis.
Of all things, hepatitis.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
I've never got that one, but you know what? Come on to my board. Ta-da! I know, right?
What's this?
My board for hepatitis. I'm kind of like a master when it comes to reading people's minds. So hepatitis. So here we go. So whenever I talk about hepatitis, I always want to just start off with the word in itself, so we can probably understand exactly where it comes from, what it means, things of that nature. So I want to start with the last four letters, I-T-I-S, itis, which always means an inflammation of. And it's a suffix that always means the inflammation of. So when people say laryngitis, you mean inflammation of the larynx. When you say appendicitis, which I had over here, which is inflammation of the appendicitis, inflammation of the appendix, and things like that. And then we want to go to the word hepat. H-E-P-A-T. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. It's a root word from Greek, which means liver. So you put that together, hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver. That's exactly what it is. And so many things can happen when that happens, and we're going to talk about that now so you want to know about it. So a few questions that people have is, can hepatitis be cured? We're going to answer that. Also, the second question is, what can happen if hepatitis is left untreated? We're going to answer that question also. Now, first of all, there are several different types of hepatitis between hepatitis A, B, C, D, E, and also alcoholic hepatitis. But the one we're going to talk about is the ones that are most common in the U.S., which is A, B, and C. When it comes to symptoms of hepatitis, most of them are the same, which are pain in the abdomen. The pain can be mild or severe, depending on how long it was left untreated and how severe the case of hepatitis is. Also, fatigue and loss of appetite, fluid of the abdomen, and yellow skin or eyes, which is jaundice. Now, if you look over here to these pictures I have pictures of what it can be. This is when there's swelling in the abdomen, pain in the abdomen, and this person has cirrhosis of the liver, because it is very severe what kind of hepatitis they have. Also, this person has jaundice. If you can see the yellowing of his skin and the yellowing of his eyes, he has jaundice from hepatitis. Okay? So these are severe cases of hepatitis. When it comes to children usually don't show symptoms, and they may have hepatitis, so you may not know. Go to a doctor, get that checked out, go to a medical professional, find out what it is. Now let's move on to the very first one I'm going to go by. And we're going to answer these questions as we go down. When we get to the end, we'll go back to these questions. So hepatitis A is a form of viral hepatitis. And you're like, well, what is viral hepatitis? Back over here. Viral hepatitis is an infection that causes liver inflammation and damage. This is what a picture of it is. Now, hepatitis A is caused from contaminated food or water. When I mean contaminated with fecal matter, feces, like things of that nature. There's a story a few years ago where a group of people went to a bar, and these people came up sick with different kinds of sicknesses, went to the doctor, they all had the same sickness, which is hepatitis A, because the bartender did not clean his hands after using the bathroom and making drinks for these people. Fecal matter got in their cups, and they all came with hepatitis A. Each and every one of these people. It was a big group of them. Next one, hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is a severe form of hepatitis, and you get it from blood, bodily fluids, vaginal and anal sex, and it can also be caused by the mother during pregnancy, labor, and nursing. A lot of people don't know that, but it can be. Okay? Now the third one we're going to go to is hepatitis C, which is spread when you come in contact with blood. And the way it's mostly transmitted is through drug use with syringes or injecting yourself with equipment that can give you that equipment that you use for drug use. That is usually how it is contracted. But let's be clear about this. It can be transmitted sexually. It can be. It's not impossible. It's a very low risk, but it's not impossible. It can happen, but it's, it usually isn't. So, like I said, the most causes are from injecting drugs with needles and syringes. Now, being that we said all those things, let's go back to the very first question. Can hepatitis be cured? Listen, A and C can be cured. A and C are curable. The way I remember that is A for R, C for curable. A and C are curable. A and C are curable. That's how you remember it. And if you can remember those, you'll know that those two are curable and B isn't. So A initially goes away on its own. So you just have to stay home, stay away from people because you don't want them to contract it and you don't want to give it off. So refrain from sex for a little while. You can do it like that. After that, C in itself, C is also said to be not you can be cured if you in fact do not you get treated. You get a brain fart. Hepatitis C, you are cured if you get treated and you have no symptoms or no detection of hepatitis C in the blood after 3 months of being treated. That's how you know it's been treated. Now, hepatitis B, there is no cure for hepatitis B, but it can be prevented by vaccinations. That is how hepatitis B can be. They give it to you in school. 3 shots, boom, you're good. And then but if you have hepatitis C, hepatitis A, and it goes away, you will be immune to it for life. If you are cured of it. Now, what can happen if hepatitis is left untreated? We already said these things. Jaundice and cirrhosis of the liver. You do not want to get to these things. You want to get treated and you want to find out everything that you need to know within these, because you don't want to get to these things, because now you're like, how do I get rid of these? If it's like this, there's no cure for it. So what do? You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, this goes away on its own, this has to be treated, but if it's left untreated, these things happen. Cirrhosis of the liver, not fun. Jaundice, not fun either. So when it comes down to it, this is like really what you need to know about hepatitis. I mean, any other questions?
What is your diagnosis?
I'm sorry?
What is your diagnosis?
My diagnosis?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Well, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. I'm only a CNA in training. Start trying to be someone you're not.